Well, with me right now is Tim Jemal. He is one of the trustees with the South Orange County Community College District. Always good to have them on. Good to see you.
Good to see you again.
Happy New Year. It's been a while since I've seen you.
It has.
Yeah.
You've been seeing my other colleagues.
I have, yeah. We kind of
But I'm better
rotate
than
through.
all of them.
Yeah,
No.
you are. No,
I'm just kidding.
You're all good.
No, we're equal.
I won't tell Marsha that. You serve Area 7, but from what I understand, you guys are sort of like trustees at large. Am I right?
We are. We have to live in one of the 7 areas in order to serve and run for the
Right.
board. But the entire district goes from Tustin to San Clemente, gets to vote for us. And I think it's a really good, it's worked really well, I think, for the district, because we have 2 colleges. So unlike cities, where there's one entity, one public agency, we have really 2 major entities. We have Irvine Valley College and Saddleback College. So it gives the opportunity for all of the district to vote for every trustee.
Yeah, I think that's
and
good
it doesn't
too.
balkanize voting those who are in the Saddleback area or the Irvine Valley College area.
Yeah, I think it works very well. So today, one of the things we're going to talk about, one of the topics is ATEP, which is the Advanced Technology and Education Park. And this is up at the former Marine base in Tustin. This is just exciting, what's going on
Well,
there.
we're finally, it's 62 acres in the Tustin Legacy where the old, the Marine Corps base was. And it's exciting because we're talking about building true public-private partnerships for the first time between business and the South Orange County Community College District to create training and programs that help our students get in-demand jobs. Yeah. And so what you see, it's especially relevant, and I think you would say today, okay, unemployment's at record low levels. It's what, 2.5% in Orange County, 4% statewide. Why do we need this? Well, if you look at the jobs that are being created now, most of them are in the service sector, and they tend to be lower wage jobs, jobs that are getting created. And what we're trying to do is create jobs that provide living wages, sustainable wages, and it has to, in the area of information technology, energy, medical devices, photonics, all the areas of the technology sector where jobs pay a little bit higher and provide a sustainable wage, and housing is so expensive here. So I really love this project.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I remember hearing about it several years ago. It's been a lot of years in development, and now it's really really there. And we're going to talk about IVC. And if you could explain this, because I've asked this before, both Irvine Valley and College and Saddleback are a part of this. Correct. Now, does that mean they share the campus or they have separate buildings? Because I know in the slides we're going to look at, there's
That's a good question.
Buildings.
I think that the answer is to both your questions is yes. Okay. Yes, the campus is going to be shared, and yes, they're going to have separate buildings because they have different focuses. Irvine Valley College's focus is more on the technology sector. Okay, got it. Engineering, prototyping, medical technology, medical devices, and then Saddleback College is focusing more on healthcare services, allied health. So their focus is going to be on building a simulated healthcare setting and at ATEP, so that students can get opportunities to provide healthcare services to simulated situations.
Okay, so along those lines, would a student need to choose which college to enroll with, depending if they wanted to take one of these courses, or does that matter? Well, they would. I mean, if they wanted to focus on the areas at ATEP that IVC is focusing on, which is engineering and the technology, information technology, they would likely go through IVC. Okay. If they're more interested in like healthcare, nursing, healthcare services, then they would likely go through and enroll at Saddleback College. Okay, and it doesn't matter where they live, or it's all the same? No, it does not. Okay. So this is the first one we're going to look at here, this rendering is the Irvine Valley College ATEP building. And wow, looking really nice. And does that mean this building, I'm looking at the date, that building will be completed on March 26th, or Or are they still in the sort of the temporary older buildings?
They're still in the older buildings, but
Okay.
this is where our plan is to start offering classes on March 26th.
Wow.
So there's going to
okay.
be a ribbon cutting soon. Hopefully
Okay.
you guys can come. We get some B-roll to show, and you know, the new structure, the new building.
Wow.
And we're going to do a grand opening. I think it's cut off there, but in celebration with the city of Tustin.
Yeah, that is really nice. It's a beautiful building.
And I haven't seen it since in a while. I think it's rapidly moving forward, and I'm going to try to stop by actually before the ribbon cutting to see how things are going.
That is really
It
nice.
is exciting. I think it's going to be able to expand our student base from what we're currently providing to students, and it offers new opportunities. It's very exciting. It's exciting for IVC, and it's exciting for our district.
Yeah, and the next one we're going to see is the Saddleback College building. And again, as you said, this is more in line with healthcare.
Yeah, and you're not as far along as Irvine Valley College. Obviously, when you have a building, you have the opportunity to offer classes to students. Saddleback College is not at that point yet. We haven't yet begun the process to allocate funds to build the Saddleback College building, but that will come within the next year or two.
Okay. You know what this, in a way, what this sounds like to me, the ATEP campus, is I know we've talked about this in the past, where the trades, as they call them, so many people are needed in the what you call the more traditional trades, and plumbing and construction and things like that. In fact, there's such a shortage throughout the country right now, and they're good paying jobs. But on this level here, you can almost look at some of these technology-based programs you have are considered sometimes in the trades. It might be a higher end.
There was a change a few years ago. When you and I grew up, it was called vocational training.
Vocational, that was it, yeah,
right?
vocational.
And I grew up in Detroit, and obviously with the United Auto Workers Union, they had a very significant vocational trade program in collaboration with the big three auto industry.
Yeah.
But a few years ago, the vernacular changed from vocational trades to career technical education.
Ah, okay, all right.
So it's just a different terminology, and it is inclusive of things like plumbing, electrical, other what we'd consider the traditional vocational trades, and they are good paying jobs. You're absolutely right.
And quite often, you can go through a 2-year program and kind of hit the ground running. Maybe you're taking additional education, or quite often, that education is being provided by the employer that you're with. Now, of course, with healthcare, depending which way you go, it might be more than that, but these are great programs.
They are, and what we're trying to do, and I go back to what I earlier said about public-private partnerships, we have the opportunity on this with ATEP to develop true collaborations with industry. So we are actively discussing right now with partners who would come in and be part of ATEP, either with their own building or with programs that lead to employment with that particular company.
Yeah.
We're in active discussions right now because the nature of the agreement, 51% of what we do at ATEP has to focus on education, but 49% can be private or commercial.
Yeah.
So it's unusual.
It's
not the case at the main campuses at IVC or Saddleback College.
Yeah, that is really, really nice. Now, the next slide, we're going to see the governor's budget proposal for community colleges.
Yeah, so the governor just came out with his budget proposal. That will be, depending on how tax revenues come in over the next few months, he'll issue a revision in May. But what's interesting is there's money in the governor's budget for the California College Promise program, and that essentially is how do we provide students free or no tuition at community colleges.
Right.
And so I think there's a budget item about $46 million in the governor's budget that would allow for colleges, and we're moving in that direction as well, who have a plan to provide tuition free to first-time college students. So I don't know if that money is going to end up staying in the budget when it's revised in May, but it's an interesting development, and I think you've heard discussed at the national level previously, and I think President Obama mentioned it, free community college as an idea. You see that bantered around, and then California is trying to move in that direction. And I think it's probably the right direction. We have to think of the fiscal consequences as well. And I mean, community colleges are already a very affordable education compared to even the UCs and the CSUs, and of course the privates as well.
Yeah, that's true. So we'll see how that goes. Now, I had mentioned before you came on that at both campuses there are always fantastic performances. So we're going to talk about, and also guest speakers, all kinds of different things. So coming up at Irvine Valley College, you have a couple different things coming up with both a jazz performance, well, saxophonist, usually that's jazz. I don't know if that's jazz for sure, but normally it is. And then a guest speaker coming in as well.
Yeah, these are always...
Or I should say, yeah, is she a guest speaker? Oh no, keyboard.
The keyboardist.
She's a keyboardist. Yeah,
and I don't know either of them. I think as I always... I pop in on these every once in a while. Yeah. It's just wonderful. I mean, it's a relaxed setting. It's a carefree environment. I think and it's extremely affordable and expensive.
Yeah, it is.
I mean, for seniors, I think it's $5 to attend most of the performances, and these are the same. So I really recommend you take advantage of these performances, these opportunities.
Yeah, and in some cases, the one coming up on the other side, Saddleback College, one of them's free, and this one's almost reversed because you have the pianos, 2 pianos coming up first, and then later on in the month of February you have jazz. But here again, one of them is free, so
right, and we have
can't beat that.
I mean, I'm interested in all of them, but on February 24th at Saddleback, you have a female trumpeter, and I just have a particular interest in trumpeting. One of my close relatives plays the trumpet for the Detroit Symphony. So
very nice. Yeah.
Actually, he plays the trombone.
Oh, he plays the trombone. All right. So
I realize it is a trumpet, but same family.
Yeah, same family. So as you can see, there's all kinds of good things coming up at both campuses, from the new technology, the new ATEP that is coming online. But for everyone, all the great performances that are down there, and Saddleback campus is obviously a little bit closer, but there's always good things down there, and they're fairly inexpensive, and some of them are free.
They are. The most recognizable ones are probably the athletic programs.
Yeah.
I mean, we've talked before that we're building a new stadium, athletic stadium at Saddleback College, which is very exciting, and will involve big opportunities for the community also to participate in, not just with football events, but other events that could take place at the stadium. So there are big things happening, big things coming. ATEP, the stadium, we're growing.
Yeah.
And it's a great place. It's a great district.
Yeah, it is. And of course the Emeritus program and all that stuff that's involved. Very good. Thank you very much, sir. Always good to see you. And we'll be right back.